privilege that I introduced Reverend Elder Johnson to you. After you meet her, I hope you remember her name. You won't say at home, what's her name? I know, she's not like that, okay? Her name is Elder Johnson. Pastor Elder Johnson is the Minister of Reconciliation for the Christian Church Disciples of Christ in the United States and Canada. She brings to this work a deep passion for racial understanding, justice, and compassion. As a Minister of Reconciliation, Reverend Johnson facilitates the church-wide process of awareness, dialogue, and action toward healing the separation in the body of Christ caused by female minister at that
Thank you so much, Mrs. I want to thank all of you all for allowing me to share this special time with you. This is amazing that the Christian Church Disciples of Christ is able to gather over 55 young adults in one place the day after Christmas. Now, yes, us old folks want to be at home on the couch watching football. Yes, we do. And we know that you all have opened your presents and you are free, and have turned what you have, and you are free to do whatever you want. You have tons of free time. So thank you for letting this adult hang out with you for the next 3 days. I really am glad to be here. And those are not words to take lightly. I'm going to put this microphone down for a second so I can hook up my computer here and take it from there. And I also want to thank Reverend Daniel Lee for also coming to pick me up from the airport, and just for him extending just his warm hospitality as well. Before I even came here, he gave me his cell phone number and said, if you have any questions before you leave, just give me a call. And so just the generosity of the NAPAD community since my beginning as Minister of Reconciliation has been overwhelming. My first assignment in 2008, when I took the position as Minister of Reconciliation, was to travel from Indianapolis to New Jersey to go to the NAPAD convocation. And I knew very little about the down the road from Jerusalem to Jericho. Some robbers surrounded him, tore off his clothes, and beat him. Then they left him lying there on the ground, almost dead. It happened that a Jewish priest was going down that road. And when he saw the man, he did not stop to help him. He walked away. Next, a Levite came near. He saw the hurt man too, but he went around him. He would not stop to help him either. He just walked away. Then, a Samaritan man was traveling down that road. He came to the place where the hurt man was lying, and he said he saw the man and felt very sorry for him. The Samaritan went to him and poured olive oil and wine over his wounds. Then he covered the man's wounds with a cloth. The Samaritan had a donkey. He put the hurt man on his donkey, and he took him to an inn. There he cared for him. The next day, the Samaritan took out 2 silver coins and gave them to the man who worked at the inn. He said, "Take care of this hurt man, and if you spend more money on him, I will pay it back to you once I come back again." Then Jesus said, "Which one of these 3 men do you think was really a neighbor to the man that was hurt by the robbers?" The teacher of the law answered, "The one who helped him." So I was listening when you guys were talking. I only remember Laura's name though because someone called her Christina too. So, but I think you all got it. I mean, I really think you all really got it. Sometimes, and I'm sure some of that's involved here, we want to have the right answer. So like I heard a couple references to we should just do the right thing and love God. But somebody said something really powerful He talked about the issue of power, which I really haven't talked a lot about. We're going to talk about power tomorrow in detail. But he said, basically, it's important that we use our power responsibly. And that it's hard, he said, but I'm sure we'll all
That's why
try.
the Bible is the most popular book for the last 2,000 years, because it really does have import for how we live today. So I'm going to start this video before we go to lunch, so I hope you all aren't too sad. It's about a year and a half old. Has anybody ever seen the show? It's a commercial still playing. What Would You Do with John Quinones? Okay, so I'm really cool. So it comes on Friday night. So it's probably the only TV show I see. So this is an excerpt of What Would You Do if you saw a hate crime in process. And it was on the John Quinones show on ABC. What would you do? So just to get you thinking about what would you do. So when it comes up, I'll cut the volume on. I'm going to cut it on now so you guys know what you guys do. The one who stopped and healed the one who was hurting. And so our job is to go and do likewise. So that is probably our blessing for our meal. And that is our charge for tomorrow. As we prepare tomorrow, you can say as we prepare tomorrow to begin to talk about some words that we talked about today that came in the video. Power. Power came up, didn't it? And prayer. I thought that was awesome. So, review what we talked about yesterday. So, my PowerPoint is on here, so now it's going to be here until I get you guys moving around. I would like to ask for a volunteer to, a couple volunteers to pass out the pens and the paper that I have on the floor where I was sitting there. And I'm going to ask you guys to, while I'm reviewing what we talked about yesterday, I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions I want you to fill out. So the first thing I want to do is kind of review what we talked about yesterday.